Hello, good people. Welcome back to the Kuhb Games YouTube channel. Welcome back to GK to 1K. We're sitting here with a 4-1 record with a 184 elo on our Gravekeeper's ladder series here. And, you know, that's a pretty good start. Not unhappy with it, but we've got a lot of work to do. We are way away from 1,000, but I think we're playing a pretty good deck today. And that is because this is the last Gravekeeper's deck, at least according to Format Library, to actually win a tournament. We won PWCQ number 14 with this back in 2022. This was before Spy really started to dominate the meta, from what I understand. And of course, you know, Spy, while being very, very good in the Gravekeeper's deck, it's also very good against the Gravekeeper's deck because Necro Valley boosts defense. Spy being a 2,500 just normal set that can get another one is really, really hard to get over for the Gravekeeper's monsters whenever Necro Valley is on the field outside of Gravekeeper's assailants. So this list probably didn't have to fight through a whole lot of spies, but I did just take this list straight from 2022, and that is what we are going to play, because, you know, Pui did well with it. I think maybe we can do well with it as well. I know it is a minimal Gravekeeper's package, and I know some people are going to be all like, Kuhb, this isn't Gravekeepers. You're only playing a few Gravekeepers. Why can you call this Gravekeepers? This is just a warrior deck. Well, we're playing the best Gravekeepers, albeit a minimal package here in the main, and we're playing 3 copies of Necro Valley. Kaiku, Honorary Gravekeeper, it's kind of like Necro Valley 4 through 6. But yeah, this is listed as Gravekeepers. People call this Gravekeepers. That's what we're calling it. It's a Gravekeeper's deck. We're playing the best Gravekeepers with Necro Valley. We're playing a Gravekeeper that, you know, can only use its effect while Necro Valley's up. You don't have to have a deck just like completely dedicated to something to make it whatever you want to call it. I would call this a Gravekeeper's deck, even though it is minimal. Now, if you took away some more of these, yeah, we'll shy away from it. Or if you took away the Necro Valleys completely, I wouldn't call it a Gravekeeper's deck. But, you know, for all intents and purposes, this is a Gravekeeper's deck. Let's be real. But getting into it, we've got 2 copies of Gravekeeper Spy. We do have the third in the side. We have 1 copy of Assailant, 1 Spear Soldier. That's it for our Gravekeeper's package here. We've got 3 copies of Kaiku, said Honorary Gravekeeper, sort of counts. And then we do have a bit of a Warrior package, and this is why I wouldn't call it a Warrior deck either. Like, we're only playing 1 of each. It's literally just a Warrior toolbox to supplement your Gravekeepers and your Kaikus. This is essentially, it's essentially just like an anti-meta deck against the Chaos, really, right? Which is what is kind of what Gravekeepers is. So I don't need to justify that anymore. We are playing 1 copy of Blade Knight, 1 copy of DD Warrior Lady, 1 Donald Zalug, an Exiled Force, a level 2, a Sasuke, and then a couple of good cards. We've got Breaker and Tribe Infecting Virus to round out our monsters. For the spells, we've got 3 Necro Valley, couple of Rotas, a couple of Nox. Of course, we have Trinity here. Let me move this Pot of Greed over. We have heavy MST Snatch Steal, so, I mean, pretty standard spell lineup. This would be just like a Warrior spell lineup if you added in, like, Premature Burial and cut these Necro Valleys. For the traps, 3 Solemn Judgments, 3 Trap Dust Shoots, double Sakuretsu, double Dust Tornado, a Mirror Force, and a Ring of Destruction. Man, it sure does look like an aggro Dex trap lineup. I love this. Getting to the side, we have a full 3 copies of King Tiger Wanghu. I love this card. We've got 2 copies of Mobius. We have a 2nd Blade Knight and our 3rd Spy on the side here. We do have a couple copies of Book of Moon and a couple copies of Smashing Grounds. We have 2 Widespread Ruins to go with our 3rd copy of Sakuretsu and a Dust Tornado. So, yeah, pretty excited to play this list. I think even though it is a list from 2022, it still looks like it could be fairly solid now. So, hoping to do some good work here on the ladder and get some more wins, boost this elo a little bit. All right, we're here with our first match. Oh, my rock, paper, scissors randomizer isn't working. It seems to just work like randomly. I'm not really sure what that's about, but it's okay. It's all right. We're going to lead on scissors. I'm going to go for a little rock action here. Give the opponent the U2. All right. Unfortunately, we dropped a paper gang. That's okay. That's kind of interesting. We can be a little bit more aggressive with our spies in this deck because we're not as reliant on them as we would be in, you know, like the normal Gravekeepers lists that I've played so far. I do like that, but I'm going to lead on a Pot of Greed here after setting a card. We've got an okay hand here. This hand would have loved to have gone first with his Trap Dust Shoot, but hopefully they don't play too much out. Okay, they don't. We see a few back row and a set monster. I kind of, well, I was going to say, I kind of don't want to Exile Force the first monster, but, you know, we'll see what the opponent does for us. Oh, they are getting rid of the Exile Force. Okay. So, I guess, oops, I meant to click Shuffle. I guess whatever that monster is, they want to protect it, so it's not like a Sangan or a Serpent. So I think I'm just going to summon out Breaker, break a back row, try to pick up a +1 here, and then just attack into the monster. See what it is. If it's a spy, it's a spy. I think that's okay. Alright, ring coming down on the Breaker, that's fine. I could set everything, but... So that protects from Dust Shoot. No, the opponent doesn't have another Dust Shoot right now. I don't think I need to do that. It protects from Duo as well. I do have Snatch Steal protection, I guess. Yeah, I was going to say, like, I don't have anything to, like, stop attacks or whatever, so if I have to pay for the Solemn Judgment. But, yeah, I think I'm just going to go ahead and set everything. It's totally fine. We'll play around Duo here. We do have a Dust Shoot to activate. Yep, throw this down. Get the old snipping tool ready. Our opponent is going to Solemn Judgment the Trap Dust Shoot. Okay. All right. Well, goodbye, snipping tool. I don't need you anymore. All right. We take those. So, Moth for Pot of Greed. Okay. Sure. This is interesting. Abyss Soldier. Okay. That's fine. Not too worried about that. Yeah, we're gonna not Pot of Greed first. Okay, we do have the Serpent. So, I guess I get it. Like, they wanted us to not send their Serpent back because they have an Abyss Soldier, but man, that is a very aggressive Solemn Judgment. Yeah, I'm going to let Pot of Greed happen as well. And we're going to take some damage here, but that's okay. I'll MST one of these back row, try to take the Abyss Soldier from the opponent. Maybe we draw into another monster as well. Just going to MST this first set here. Scapegoat. Okay. All right, we draw into an Assailant, so we're just off of lethal here. Yeah, not quite there, but let's go ahead and snatch this Abyss Soldier. Oh, Book of Moon. I can just run over it with Assailant, but if I Judgment here... I'm still just short, right? Yeah, I'm just going to summon out the Assailant and attack over the Abyss Soldier. We still pick up a +1 here because the opponent used the Book of Moon. And we get to run over Abyss Soldier. So I think that's totally fine. We'll save our Solemn Judgment. The opponent's at 32. We don't need like that much more offense really to make this happen. And of course, you know, Snatch Steal is vulnerable to a Heavy Storm and MST. And I don't really want to stop those with Solemn Judgment. So I think this plays totally fine. Yeah, opponent grabs their Sinister Serpent. Cool. Heavy. Okay, well, I guess we're just going to lose then. We'll see. See what the opponent's got here for us. Meta, yeah, meta's really good. Yep, take the Assailant. So I think, yeah, I could have fought back on the opponent's Solemn Judgment there on the Trap Dust Shoot, but I just... That was not it. Let's be real. No other play from the opponent. We draw on a Spy. Okay. Spy's pretty good here. We can at least wall up the Thousand Eyes Restrict a little bit. I think this might be a little bit of a game of our opponent got the Pot of Greed twice. But, I mean, we're not out of this by any means. Our opponent's going to take 700 here. 700? 500? Math is hard. I'm just going to get another Spy. Let it wall up. There's no reason to get Spear Soldier here, I don't think. I guess we could draw into a way to clear Thousand Eyes Restrict, and then if the opponent has, like, a Scapegoat or something, that's pretty good, but... we draw an Ennoblement of Cross out instead. Yeah, I don't think there's any reason, really, to set it into a breaker or something. Let's just pass the turn. And hopefully our spies can wall up for quite a bit, and we're able to, you know, find a way to take out this tear. Well, Tribe kills the tear, but that kills us. Well, yeah. All right. That's unfortunate, but we're going to lose game 1 here. But we do have 3 full copies of King Tiger, so that's pretty nice. We've got some Book of Moons here. I do like Sakuretsu, but I don't know if I need to bring in extras, because I do like Smashing Ground as well in these matchups. We're on the play. Kind of want to keep my Dust Shoots in, especially knowing that it is Tom Abyss. Maybe, like, we can cut... Kaiku's really good against Serpent, but I think we cut a couple of Kaikus. How do we fit all of these cards in? I have no idea what Pui did for this sighting, but maybe... If we expect the opponent to start bringing in a bunch of traps, we can cut the trap Dust Shoots, but I don't think we want to cut all of them here. All of these monsters are good, I guess. Maybe we cut Assailant. Our opponent's probably not on very many spies, if they're on any at all. They probably are on some number, but maybe we can just, like, shave in Necro Valley here as well. Just bring in the Tigers and the Book of Moons, and then when we're on the draw, maybe we bring in the Smashing Grounds as well. I just don't want to overside, really, is the thing. We have a lot of cards in the side that are good in the matchup, but we don't really want to dilute the deck too much here. Now, we get to lead on the Pot of Greed, not the opponent. I guess they still could, but we get to do it first. Pretty cool. Lagging a little bit, that's okay. We'll grab a Breaker and a King Tiger, love to see that. So if I summon out the King Tiger and they have an Abyss Soldier, that sucks. But I do think I am going to lead on it. And honestly, this hand's just really bad. It's just too many monsters. I know I sided in 3 King Tigers, but I sided out a couple of Kaikus, right? So we only went up 1 monster. We've only got 16. But here we are with 6 of them. That's okay. Sometimes it'd be like this. And, you know, we do have, like, a whole toolbox here. It's not like we're flooded out on Blade Knights or something like that. Maybe could have cut a Blade Knight here. It's an idea. Creature swap. Okay. They give us a tomato. That's not ideal. Hopefully they don't have anything that they can summon that sticks. What do they have for 1500 attack? Because anything under that is dead. I can't Exiled Force the King Tiger, but I can summon out Breaker. Try to go for a nice little +2. Alright, Sangan's gonna die. Yep. They do get the search off of it, so go grab their Serpent here. I didn't have to summon a monster turn 1, but summoning a King Tiger turn 1 against the control deck is just too juicy, especially with the tomatoes and stuff. Okay, they do have Gravekeeper Spy. Yep, I knew it wasn't a 0 for them to have Spy in the deck. Did I side? Yeah, sided out the Assailant. I should have kept the Assailant in. What am I doing? Assailant is also good against Scapegoats. Okay, so that was a little mistake. Okay, well, Trap Dust Shoot here is great. I'm perfectly fine with that. We have 2 ways to get over King Tiger here. And then we have Exiled Force, which I assume the Exiled Force is going to be going back, because that deals with Spy. That's the only thing we have that deals with Spy right now. Yeah, I should have left the Assailant in. We'll definitely bring that back in. Oh, we're going to take the Kaiku. Okay. That's fine with me. I will summon out the Breaker. Now, of course, the opponent can Snatch Steal this, kill our Necro Valley, but I'm not too worried about that. All right, we'll pass the turn. Yeah, we just we have so much. Maybe I was supposed to cut the third Kaiku instead of the assailant. I think I cut the assailant, right? I have to double check on that, but pretty sure I cut the assailant, and that was definitely an oversight if I did. Really? Huh. I think I have to Exiled Force that. There's a good chance at this point it's not the Spy because they know about Exiled Force and they're playing around it, but if it is Spy, I need to get it gone now. And like the Saiyan's already gone, so I don't have to worry about popping that. Could be a Serpent or something, but I think I just have to go for this. Okay, it is the Spy. Interesting. Interesting play with the Trap Dust Shoot there. Just maybe the opponent has another Spy in hand? Don't know, but I'll set Dust Tornado. Hopefully the spells and traps keep flowing here. Don't need any more monsters. I guess it does make sense to cut the Assailant if I want to shave a Necro Valley. And here comes Heavy Storm, that's fine. Lose our Dust Tornado. Meta, okay. Sure, we're gonna go into Tear. Alright. Well, now we need an answer to this. We do have extra Book of Moons in the deck. We've got our Sakus in the deck. Exiled Force is in the grave without a way to revive it. And currently none of our monsters can stand up to the Thousand Eyes Restrict. So, alright, well, there's Book of Moon. That sure does. I'm going to summon out Spear Soldier and attack, and then I'm going to Book of Moon after attack declaration. Yeah, that makes sense to me. We get in as much damage as possible and save our Blade Knight for later in case the opponent has a face-down monster or something here. But here comes the Spear Soldier. Oh, I can't attack. Right. I guess I have to Book a Moon first. Sorry. I guess we can do it at beginning of battle phase or whatever. It doesn't really matter. The reason that I wanted to do that, and this would work if that wasn't a Thousand Eyes Restrict, but... I mean, you'll let it slide. I can't go to attack declaration anyway. So I don't ever miss a window for that. The little passive aggressiveness here. Love it when people do that. And there's a regular ladder chat. Okay, we draw a Spy here. I think that's very clearly not a battle trap. So, yeah, I'm going to summon out my Donzalug here. Try to get in there with Spear Soldier. Okay. Magician of Faith, that makes sense. Yeah, unfortunately, we're not able to stop that with Blade Knight. We wouldn't have been able to do that anyway if I had summoned it. So the opponent's going to take 1100 here. Donzalug, get in there. Take another 14. Hopefully we can hit that creature swap. Though at this point, I can probably just like give them Donzalug, right? That one. Yeah. Good job, Magician of Faith. You did well. Okay. If I seem a little off, or get things in the wrong order like I did with that Thousand Eyes Restrict, it is a bit of an off day for me. Today would have been my dad's 71st birthday. The day that I'm recording this, so I'm just going to go to Battlefield. I'm going to play around the Torrential here, but I'm not going to play around Mirror Force. And just attack with both of them. If this is a new Mirror Force set, cool. It's fine, whatever. Alright, we'll bring the Assailant back in. That was clearly a mistake. I think I'm just Blade Knight's good against the Moth, but like we haven't seen Deco. They're probably not playing Deco, honestly. Let's just get rid of the Blade Knight, and then we'll bring in these Smashing Grounds over a couple of Trap Dust Shoots. I think I do really like Smashing Ground in the matchup, and in like some of these matchups, I'll just cut the Trap Dust Shoots altogether. But and I think that's totally fine. But on the play, especially with like it being Tom Abyss and stuff, I think it was totally fine to have a couple of Trap Dust Shoots in there, and now we'll bring in the Smashing Grounds when we're on the draw. They're a little less good. We've got our Assailant in the deck. We only have 2 Necro Valleys, but that's okay. If we're only playing 1 Assailant, 2 Necro Valleys is totally fine. We'll gain 1,000 off of this upstart. I'm going to try to tighten up a little bit here. But pretty good hand. Pretty good hand. We've got Delinquent Duo going with a Solemn Judgment. This Assailant's not doing a whole lot right now, but that's okay. And we do have Nobleman of Crossout if our opponent wants to set a monster. We've got an answer to Spy with Sasuke. All right, I like this. Also, I think it's cool to note pairing Sasuke with the Spies, or just having Sasuke in your Gravekeeper's deck is really good, especially if you have the ability to play multiple Rotas, because Spy is a problem for you. This and level 2 are just the Spy Eaters and Exiled Force. Oh, the opponent's actually going to discard a Spy. Okay. Pretty happy with that. Breaker coming down. Well, we can't get over that currently. Hopefully we can draw a Snatch Steal. That'd be excellent. King Tiger. That can't get over Breaker either. Man, usually turn 1 Breaker is dealable with. It's not a correct way to say anything, I don't think. But yeah, we'll throw down this Delinquent Duo here. And hit that one. I kind of want to set Solemn Judgment. Is that crazy? And just let them break it so I can run over the Breaker and keep my knock for a face down monster like a Faith or something here. They probably would have set a monster turn 1 if they had one, so maybe I set the knock and let them run. It's just so... such a weird play, though. But I did plus off of the Duo. Just give it back to set up a way to win? Alright. This is a weird play, and I'm not sure if it's... Interesting that they would MST there. Okay. Well... it didn't work out. I mean, we drew out an MST, so, like, we didn't go minus there, which was what I was wanting to do. And here comes Abyss Soldier. I think, yeah, we might be in some trouble here. Spy. Spy would be very good, unless they've got a water in hand. Like, if they just have the Sinister Serpent in hand, we probably just lose. Okay. Nice little graceful Charity, never hurt anybody. There's a Mirror Force. Okay. And a Rhoda and an MST. Rhoda can get Blade Knight, and I can just, like, ditch 2 of these monsters. Okay. I'm pretty happy with that. Let's get rid of Assailant, and I guess I get rid of King Tiger. Tiger's really... well, yeah, but if I'm going in on... because, like, I can stop a Thousand Eyes Restrict with Mirror Force. I'm not too worried about that. We also have Solemn Judgment to help stop it. Yeah, let's get rid of the King Tiger here. Throw down Rhoda. Did I side out the Blade Knight? Oh my god. I sure did side out the Blade Knight, didn't I? I'm doing my best here. Doing my absolute best. Oh, no. Alright, I guess I could just get DD Warrior Lady then. I could just get Exiled Force. I'm going to get Exiled Force. Yeah. I'm going to pop the Breaker. And that way my Mirror Force is protected here. So Sorry, guys. I totally forgot I sided out the Blade Knight. I'm just so used to playing like Warriors where you're just like you never side out like completely of Blade Knights. But you're all good, opponent. You're all good. That's okay. That's okay. We're in a totally fine position. So I'm not like dying here. It's just something that I didn't really keep track of there that I should have. But it's okay. Full turn cycle, we're up a card still. And we've got Sasuke. Oh, we've got another Solemn Judgment now? Okay. That's pretty good. I don't think I need to MST. Maybe I do. The opponent's been very... use your stuff. So if it's a scapegoat, kind of sucks, right? It could be. But I kind of need this Sasuke. I'm just going to summon the Sasuke. I'll save the MST for a Snatch Steal or whatever. I'm just going to attack in. If they 1-for-1, it's fine. We've got Solemn Judgments to protect for a while. Sure. We take 200 from this spy. But, okay, they don't have another. Cool. That works for me. We'll pass the turn. Now we've got double Solemn Judgment. Back up. We have MST for a Snatch Steal. We have no Blade Knights in the deck. Pot of Greed. I'm going to let that go. That's fine. Solemn Judgment, the cards that actually hurt me here. But the opponent does pick up the +1 back that we took from them with the duo. Hopefully we can draw into a Pot of Greed at some point. Ah, they did draw the Snatch Steal. Okay. Just going to go ahead and MST that. No reason to give them the Sasuke so they can tribute it off or something, potentially. If they want to tribute the Spy, that's fine. They go into a Zaborg or a Jinzo or something like that. We'll just Solemn Judgment it, no big deal. I don't want to lose the Sasuke here. I'm going to Judgment that. And that's purely because I have a second Solemn Judgment. Because right now, this is like just guaranteed +1 almost. So no need to let it go there when I don't, already have an answer to the Spy. Oh. Nice little Pot of Greed action. Okay. Draw a couple of cards. Nice Book of Moon. Oh, Spy of our own? Okay, we have another Spy, and we do have Spear Soldier. Okay. I'm not going to attack with it, of course. I'm just going to attack into the Spy. Go ahead and clear it. Pick up our little plus here. No light in the opponent's graveyard. Not clear how many Chaos Monsters they'd be playing anyway. They're probably playing at least BLS, if I had to guess. But yeah, I feel totally fine about my position. I am at, 2050, so ring plus some sort of attack over Sasuke could be really bad for me. So need to be at least a little conservative with how I play here, but I do have protection with Book of Moon and Solemn Judgment. Though this other Solemn Judgment kind of wants to wait as long as it can, just because of potential ring. Okay. At least, forgetting about the Blade Knight wasn't like the biggest mistake in the world. Obviously, Blade Knight would have been nice because we would have been picking up pluses, but we were able to, not minus ourselves. We were able to go get the Exiled Force 1-for-1 with the Breaker. We 1-for-1 with the Abyss Soldier, using the Mirror Force. So we were able to still, play at least a little bit of a value game. And we didn't minus the crap out of ourselves, which is pretty nice. I think here, yeah, given the life point situation, well, that's not a Mirror Force, right? Yeah, I'm just going to flip up Spy. And I'm going to go grab Spear Soldier. And we're going to get in there, start doing some damage. I've got Dust Tornado here. If the opponent finds any more back row, I've got Solemn for literally whatever. If the opponent wants to attack any of these, I have Book of Moon to either flip their monster down or flip the Spy down if Spy is what they attack. Staying in here is totally fine. Maybe they go get the Serpent. Serpent's really bad against Spear Soldier. That is true. That is true. But, you know, maybe they have a Metamorphosis. Okay, they get a Moth. That's fine, too. We're still going to deal a bunch of damage here. And then even Moth, I'm pretty sure, doesn't protect them because, like, 11... Yeah, it's actually exact lethal on the next turn. Cool. Here's my Dust Tornado. Go ahead. Don't care about the Moth. I don't care about whatever this back row is. It could just be like a Trapped Dust Shoot. Not really sure. But it hasn't done anything. It could be, you know, like a dead Metamorphosis or something that they set. Yeah, there's Moth. Cool. I assume it's Moth. It doesn't have to be. Yeah, no problem. Give the opponent the old, where is it? I'll let it slide. Syrup Priest coming on down. This normally would look very good for the opponent here, but I'm just going to set it right on down with Book of Moon. We don't have lethal on the next turn, but that's okay. Need to take out this Syrup Priest without using the Solemn Judgment. Okay. Oh. An extra 1,000 damage, you say. Is that enough? So, this is 35, and this would be 800 over that. Yep, that's enough. And yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and throw off the Dust Tornado here because the opponent is just... Oh, a duo. Okay. Yeah, the opponent is actually dead here. All right, Spear Soldier, get on in there. It does have 1,200 defense, right? Yep, sure does. And this is going to be lethal with the Sasuke and the Spy. All right, we're going to pick up a win, even though I certainly messed up a few of those things. Like, I messed up the sighting a little bit. Just didn't have the complete side mapping. I definitely should have left the Assailant in there. The Assailant did nothing. Let's be real. I don't mind cutting the Necro Valley. I think that was totally fine. But yeah, I should have left the Assailant in. I forgot that I cut the Blade Knight for the Rhoda, but we were able to recover from the Blade Knight fiasco. And yeah, we were able to take this down. We are up to 203. Let me get that added in here. We are 5-1. We lost our first match against Flip Warrior. All right. Let's go grab another one. See if we can keep this streak going. All right, match number 2 against Coach Goblin. Didn't we just play? I just played against Coach Goblin in some other video, I think. Maybe. Oh, it was one of the Water Week videos. I think it was Watergate. That's right. All right. Welcome back, Coach Goblin. Welcome back to the channel. All right. I don't hate this hand. I think, though, honestly, turn 1, I think I'm just going to set Dust Tornado and pass. There's no reason to play out the Necro Valley here and just get it destroyed by a Breaker, Heavy Storm, whatever, for no reason. Especially since I can't even attack this turn. There's no reason to Rhoda. Yeah, I'm just going to set the Dust Tornado. Give the opponent a good old pass. I do not... Oh, this was the Orb Monarch Duelist, I believe? Duo. Okay. It's fine. Alright, we lose our Rhoda. I think I'm just going to discard MST. Seems fine to me. We've got Dust Tornado, so we've got a little redundancy in that department already. See if the opponent's still on the sweet deck. That was a really cool one. DD Assailant. Well, that doesn't seem very Orb Monarchy. That's okay. We can run over it with Spear Soldier if we are so inclined. I'd rather not. I'd rather just, you know, draw a Spy or something here, especially since we knocked, or we got a knock. Ugh. Words? Maybe I do just attack it, though. I don't think we have too many choices. Yeah, let's just play out the Necro Valley. We'll summon the Spear Soldier. It's fine. It's a 1-for-1. Unfortunately, our Necro Valley is kind of like a -1, just inherently. But we clear the DD Assailant. We trade 1-for-1. We get the Trap Dust Shoe. Look at their hand. Hopefully, it's just like clogged with Gigantes or whatever. We'll pass the turn. All right. Show me what you got. Oh, it is the Orb Monarch list. Okay. Let's see here. If I take the Tribe, what are the chances that they set this Sangan? I'm going to take the Tribe. In hopes of them setting... Okay, they didn't. I didn't think it was super likely, but Tribe could be, you know, really bad for me later on, I think. If we are, you know... If we draw into Spies or whatever. I know Spy can attack over it, but... I think it's okay. Just give him the Sangan. I mean, I think there's a good argument for taking either monster there. Tribe is also the bigger monster if they want to, you know, summon it out, start attacking. We're under quite a bit more pressure, and we can't protect ourselves at all here. Another Necro Valley, you say. All right, well, sure. I'll set the knock. They've got a giant True Nade in hand. I kind of want to draw that out if we can, just to get it out of there. But I think we're just kind of dead this game. All right, well, they did set a monster. And we draw a Trap Dust Shoe. All right. All right, let's go ahead and knock this and hope it's not DD Scout Plane. It's DD Warrior Lady. Okay, okay. I will pass the turn. Not looking good here. we've been in some pretty bad spots today already. The Tribe would have already dealt an extra 1,800. We'd be at 1,500. Yeah, I'm not going to respond to this. If I Solemn Judgment, I think I'm... Oh, well, I'm going to hit that one. Oh, the opponent just go... Oh, yeah, they have to pay. Right. I was like, oh, the opponent's just paying for a judgment of their own? No. All right, we have to hit the return here, of course, or we do just die. That's a lot of damage coming in. But we're at 1650. Hopefully... We know one of these cards in hand is different Dimension Gate. We don't know if the other one... Okay, yeah. So, we're not dead yet. We're not dead yet. Opponent sets a monster. Cool. We know this is different Dimension Gate. It's kind of tough to win this. Another Solemn Judgment. Well, it's going to be very tough to win this, considering we have no protection. The Sangan just kills us. But we'll give it a shot. We'll set our cards, pass the turn. Maybe the opponent doesn't attack. Who knows? Going over the options here, checking out the graveyards, looking at the hand, checking out the banished piles, talking to their friend on Discord. Do I attack with the Sangan? Do I not? Moth is fine. No. You don't get that back. You don't get that back. Giant True Nade to the graveyard. All right, Necro Valley did something. I'm happy. But we are going to concede here. We are dead. No problem, no problem. A lot of people forget about Necro Valley because it just doesn't come up very often, right? It's an interesting deck from the opponent. Mobius is really good against like different Dimension Gate. King Tiger... they're playing like Mystic Tomatoes and stuff. Maybe I do bring in the King Tigers. I can see that. I could bring in Smashing Ground. I don't hate it. Trap Dust Shoot is nuts in this matchup, so we're leaving that in. Dust Tornado is actually pretty good for the different Dimension Gates and stuff as well. Is this a Necro Valley matchup? They are playing Return, but I don't really think that's for, like, words. They're not really, like, banishing the monsters from their graveyard, At least from what I can remember, maybe. There's probably a Strike Ninja in there. But I think we can deal with the Strike Ninja. So we'll cut those. Kaiku? We can probably cut a Kaiku as well. Let's see, it's 1, 2, 3. I'm going to cut 3 more cards. Knock, I think, is still totally fine here. So are all of these traps. And usually we're cutting trap dust shoots. But it seems just so good in this matchup. Man, just cut another Kaiku. I'm not cutting the Blade Knight this time, I don't think. Maybe it's the Spear Soldier. Okay. And maybe we just don't bring in the 3rd Dust Tornado. We'll just leave in 2. Alright, that sounds good to me. We have 2 spies. Do I even want the Necro Valleys at that point? Probably not. Hold on. Let's just take out the Necro Valleys. And we'll bring in Saku and a Dust Tornado. Sure. That seems fine to me. We are we are not playing Gravekeepers here in game 2. And I think that's fine. I think the King Tigers are going to be very good here. Yeah, we'll summon out King Tiger. And I do want to protect it, so I'm just going to set everything. I know I'm probably not going to get value out of this Heavy Storm for a little bit, but I think it's worth protecting the King Tiger here. And see what the opponent does. I think Spear Soldier could be fine, but I just don't think the Necro Valleys are really doing that much. I could be wrong. Like, I don't know exactly how the opponent's deck is built. Especially now seeing the Thunder Dragon. Maybe they are a little bit more on the Chaos side. But I kind of just assumed, like, we're using, like, the different dimension gates, maybe like a Strike Ninja or something here. We're using, you know, the DD stuff, and that's how we're fueling the return. Maybe it's not necessarily as Chaos focused. Tribe. Yeah, I'm not going to judgment that. That's fine. Go ahead. Pitch Thunder Dragon. Sure. King Tiger down. I'll just Saku the tribe. No big deal. Get it out of here. Okay. Opponent sets a couple back row. We draw another Judgment. I kind of don't want to set that yet. I kind of want to use my Judgment. I think I'm actually going to pass the turn here. There's just no need to summon out Tribe, right? Like, other than getting just, like, random damage. Yeah, I'm going to pass the turn. I'm going to try to get value out of this Solemn Judgment. And then Heavy Storm. As I set 3 turn 1, it could be realistic that, you know... Breaker. Yeah, okay. I'll Judgment that. And then hopefully they set another back row. No, okay. That's fine too. Oh, Rhoda. Rhoda's pretty good here. Get us into a little Donald Zalug. Alright, I like that. Let's go ahead and Heavy Storm. They do have 1 Thunder Dragon in hand, but I think Dawn's still totally fine here. Cursed Seal of the Forbidden Spell. Alright. Alright. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go grab Dawn. I could get Blade Knight. Blade Knight's pretty good here, too. It is just 16 right now. There's also... DD Warrior Lady is not the best. No, I don't need the Blade Knight because I have level 2. Let's just get Dawn. Hopefully we hit something other than the Thunder Dragon, of course. But if we don't, we don't. That's fine. And we can always protect the Dawn with Solemn Judgment if we really need to. We'll see how the opponent follows it up. Alright, let's go for this middle one here. Yeah, hopefully we don't hit the Thunder Dragon. Always hits the Thunder Dragon. Okay, well, we have a Solemn for a Chaos monster if that's what happens. We have Tribe as follow-up. If the opponent sets a monster, we have level 2 to deal with that. If our opponent has some sort of battle trappiness, we also have Solemn Judgment for that, but they're going to set 3 cards and pass. We're going to draw the Trap Dust Shoot. Okay. Alright, yeah, let's just get in there with Donald. And Serpent's not in the graveyard yet. Don't know if they're playing Serpent. They already have Dark Light. I think I'm supposed to mill here. How does it hurt me? If they hit a Serpent? Yeah. Yeah, I'm just not going to mill. They could definitely be playing Serpent in their deck, so no reason to potentially mill them into that. That would be pretty bad for me for just no reason. All right, I am content to just keep attacking with Dawn here. Cool. Yep, just keep taking 1400. I could set level 2. But, I don't know, people... If this was a tournament, I would probably set the level 2. I don't know if the opponent could just potentially have left in their Nox or something like that, so I'm not going to set it. And the reason that I could set level 2 here is, like, next turn I could flip it up, summon Tribe, and attack for lethal. But I think we'll be okay here. Now that I see all of this, maybe I think there is a higher chance of chaos for the opponent. Dust Tornado's not terrible. Just attack with Donald. Yep, take another 14. Set Dust Tornado, pass the turn. Next turn, hey, maybe I can go in for a lethal attack here, just summon out the Tribe. Uh-oh. Yeah, you get a 20 monster deck, but you did take 2 of those out of there with Thunder Dragon. That happens. All right, we pick up that game. Maybe I do want the Kaikus back in. Maybe King Tiger is not as good as I think it is. It might not be. I'm just kind of going off of what I saw the last time I played, but let's bring back in the Kaikus. Maybe we cut the King Tigers here. Bring in the Necro Valleys over Trap Dust Shoots. Well, they said, hold on, they said they were a 20 monster deck, so maybe I want to leave in the Trap Dust Shoots and just kind of keep the Gravekeeper stuff on the back burner here. Maybe I bring in the third Spy over the King Tiger. Okay. It's just less good. I just bring in one Necro Valley as a hedge. I don't hate that. We did see a lot of back row from the opponent, but like it didn't do anything, right? So seems fine to me. I just I don't know exactly what my opponent's deck is doing. And we got a little bit more information that game, so it's really hard to decide when you don't really know what's going on. So, and not that that is like downplaying my opponent's deck or anything. I think that's actually a pretty cool strategy. Like, throw off your opponents. They don't know what you're doing, so it makes it harder for them to play correctly. And you're seeing that here. I'm probably messing up with my siding decisions. I might be messing up with, my gameplay decisions as well. And a lot of that is just fueled by the unknown. So the opponent has 2 Thunder Dragons in hand. I think it's pretty clear. Summon Breaker, break that back row, knock, attack, set a bunch of stuff. Cool. Here's my Breaker. What say you? Nothing, apparently. Cool. Let's break this back row. Scapegoat. Well, I wish I would have left in the King Tigers. Where'd the Scapegoat come from? Okay. I mean, I'm going to knock the monster, that's for sure. Oh, Moth? Okay. Pretty happy to have that out of here. All 3 of them from the opponent. Okay. Let's just attack over a goat. And yeah, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to set all of these. Hopefully get value out of my Solemn Judgment. And the opponent sets some back row. Then I can get value out of the Heavy Storm. But I'm going to flip up this Trap Dust Shoot here. Show me what you got. Whole bunch of monsters. Okay. So, there's a meta too. The Serpent, man. I think I take the Tribe. That way the Serpent and the Thunder Dragons are just kind of hanging out. The Breaker's going to die. But I guess I could... Well, no, I can't really Solemn Judgment. I can't take them off of both of these is the problem. Yeah. Oh, man, this sucks. I'm going to take the Tribe again. And I'm going to let the breaker die, I guess. I don't think I'm into... Yeah. Oh, they're going to meta first. I'm going to solemn the meta. And, like, the breaker does get run over here, but now I don't have to deal with Thousand Eyes Restrict, and I'm not worried about, like, literally any other card the opponent has. So I just need to find an answer to this DD Assailant. That works. Pretty happy with drawing a spy here. Glad I sided in the third. I guess King Tiger can also take care of DD Assailant, but they drew Pot of Greed? Okay. Pretty good. Pretty good. Different Dimension Gate. Yeah. Okay. Okay, well, we're not dead, but they drew pretty well this turn. We do still know about Double Thunder Dragon and Sinister Serpent is what they have in hand. Okay. Oh, Saku. Saku's pretty good, too. I can flip up this Heavy Storm. I get back my Gravekeeper Spy. Sure. That is a good way of doing it. Thank you, opponent. I can set Dawn. Try to get a cheeky little plus off the Sangan here and just Saku the Assailant if it attacks the Dawn. I don't hate that. Yeah. It's probably not necessary, but... And, like, I'm not getting rid of anything good, but I think that's totally fine. Like, I kind of want to get the Assailant out of here at some point anyway. So, we'll see. I'm down to 1,200. I'm honestly okay with just losing to this deck because it's really sweet. If that's what happens, but I would also like to win if that's possible, you know? I guess the Sangan could attack into the Dawn, and we somehow hit the card that the opponent just drew. That'd be excellent. Oh, tribute for Thunder Dragon? I don't really care about... Well, yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, they can just tribute off the Sangan for Thunder Dragon. That can attack over Dawn. Okay, I probably just shouldn't have set the Dawn. Getting a little too cute there. DD Warrior Lady can deal with one spy. Can't deal with multiples. Oh, Assailant to defense. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna let the Dawn die. That's a mistake on my part. I got a little too cute there. Definitely. I mean, I even said it as I was playing. I was like, this isn't necessary. But I did it. Oh, Tribe. Okay. Tribe's pretty good. Not yet, but can become good in the future. I'm just going to pass the turn. We know about Sinister Serpent, Thunder Dragon, and DD Warrior Lady now in hand. I think I'll Saku the DD Warrior Lady if it attacks. Just so I can keep all of my spies around here. Meta the Thunder Dragon. Okay, that's fine too. Reaper on the Nightmare. All right, come on down. Love to see that. That one's getting Saku'd immediately. Get that out of here. No, thank you. I was like, we have Fiend Skull Dragon. Like, we can't Saku a Fiend Skull Dragon, but we do have it walled up. Of course, we could Saku the Dark Balter or something, but yeah, they went for the Reaper. That's really cool. Level 2. Can't really do level 2 things here. Could summon out Tribe, kill this, attack over this. What could this be? Could be Serpent. We know Serpent, Thunder Dragon, and DD Warrior Lady. It could be DD Warrior Lady. I kind of don't mind pushing the issue a little bit. But, I don't know. If a Chaos Monster comes down, I'll probably just lose, right? It's kind of a tough situation here. And if the opponent snatches, it's really bad. But also, like, if the opponent draws another different dimension gate, I probably just need to do this. I think it's playing around with fire, not doing anything. So let's attack this DD Assailant, and I think I'm just going to attack the monster. I think it might be try. I'm just going to attack the token. Let's get that out of here. Then we'll see. If it's Tribe, it's not doing anything to me. If it's DD Warrior Lady, that's fine as well. They can flip it up, take out this Tribe, whatever. We are a little weaker to Snatch Steal here, but we're a little behind, and you know, if they draw a different dimension gate, they can just take out the Spy, and they could just kill us there with really any, well, with the DD Warrior Lady that we know about. So I think it was totally fine to actually do something there. I guess I could have flipped up Spy. Got one in defensive position, but... Oh, Mirror Force. Mirror Force is very good here. I kind of want to... No. I kind of want to get Spear Soldier and attack this, because I think it's Serpent. We lose really, really hard to Mirror Force then. Oh, we've got a Mirror Force back. I'm going to do it. If that's Mirror Force, then, you know... That sucks. But I'm gonna try to win this game, and I think sitting back here, I did it again. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, guys. Oh, Torrential. Okay. That's fine too. It was DD Warrior Lady. Okay. The other was the Serpent. Okay, so we only know about Thunder Dragon in hand then. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. Like I said, it's it's a little bit of a rough day over here, but it's all right. I'm having fun. It's not like I'm, you know, forcing myself to sit down and like, you're having a bad day, play Yu-Gi-Oh because you have to. It's none of that. Just I'm having fun. All right, Sork comes down. That's fine. We do know the hand is... No, they didn't get their Serpent back, so we only still know about the one Thunder Dragon, right? Yes. Okay. Here's where I'd love to have the Donzalug. But that Tarantula was totally fine for me, right? Like, it killed 3 of my monsters, but 1 came off of a plus, so in the end, it kind of didn't really net a plus for the opponent. All right, we'll set our Dust Tornado past the turn here. Hopefully they don't kill us. Get back your Serpent. That's fine. We know Serpent, Thunder Dragon. Okay, that's fine. I will take my lumps here. Did we see? I don't think we saw Metamorphosis game 1, right? Or 2. Not that I can remember. So yeah, had I seen any of that, I definitely would have left in the King Tigers, but throw down the Pot of Greed here. Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, I realize I have this Dust Tornado. I don't know. It's kind of just like 50-50 here, right? I could have dusted this on our opponent's end step, I guess. But I think holding Dust Tornadoes here kind of makes a little bit of sense in this match. Oh, Lord, okay. We hit the return. That's pretty good. I'm just going to summon out the Blade Knight. I don't need to use the DD Warrior Lady to get rid of the Serpent just yet, because we know the last card in hand is a Thunder Dragon. Okay, well, I'm trying to win this game. they set the Serpent here, duo. Okay. That's fine. We lose DD Warrior Lady. No! 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 I guess, had I held the Dust Tornado... Damn. Alright, we're gonna lose. We're gonna lose the Snatch Steal. So that was, huh. If I hold the Dust Tornado there... I guess Return doesn't kill me? Yeah. Okay, maybe I was supposed to hold Dust Tornado specifically for Snatch Steal. Okay. Yeah, maybe a little bit of mistake there. A lot of mistakes throughout these games. But like I said at the beginning of the series, same thing with the Pac-Man series, you all are going to see the ups and downs. Sometimes you just don't play well. Sometimes you just don't. And they weren't any like huge, like super duper errors. Maybe, you know, not holding the Dust Tornado there was a big error. I just felt the need to try my best to get over Serpent there, but maybe I was supposed to play around, you know, Snatch Steal, potential, you know, different Dimension Gate in the future, something like that. And with the chance to hit Scapegoat, yeah, I could get behind that it was an error to not use the Dust Tornado, or to not save the Dust Tornado there. Okay. Yep, but that's all right. We're going to drop down to 199. And we are now 5-2. That's totally fine. What is this deck? It's like different dimension control. That's what I'll call it. Different dimension control. You all can't see it over here, but I keep track of all of the decks that I've played against. But yeah, we're gonna get another one. Try to end this on a high note. I'm gonna try to tighten up a little bit, and we'll see. See if we can play a little bit better in the third one. I know I promised a bit of a longer episode, so that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, let's grab another. All right, we've got our third match here. Let's go a little bit of rock action here. Why not? Just keep going rock. Let's go. All right, so we get to go first for our third one here. Gonna try to tighten up a little bit. I actually had to play. I try to do all of these in like just like one straight run, and then just kind of like edit the videos together to cut out like the dead space between me, like finding a match or whatever. But I actually had to play a Slifer match, and I'm playing a new Pac-Man build. Look out for that video tomorrow, actually. And I 2-0'd my opponent on a skill drain deck, which is pretty nice. Here, this hand kind of blows. I don't even know what I'm supposed to do here. I could summon Kaiku, I guess. It might be correct to just not do anything, but I'm gonna summon out the Kaiku. I'm definitely not gonna play Necro Valley turn 1 here. That's okay. I could see not doing anything here. But like, I don't know. I'm definitely not setting anything behind the Kaiku. Oh. RGT, you say? I'm just going to call 8. I have an answer for DMOC. I guess this is like the one deck where I would have liked to have had the Necro Valley turn 1, right? It's really good against the Chaos monsters, but here comes a Toon Cannon Soldier, okay. Maybe it's Machine Gate, maybe it's DMOC launch. Necro Valley's pretty good against DMOC launch. Actually. It stops it stops DMOC from getting anything back from the graveyard, so that is a hard stop. They do, of course, you know, they play Heavy Storm, Triple Giant Tornado. Oh. Well, just a little pass here? Okay. It's just oh, it's so bad. I can't really summon out my tribe here. I don't think. I need to keep that as a backup to do things, but I could summon out level 2 just for some extra damage here. Just play out the Necro Valley. Sure, why not? Let's go ahead and attack. Play out one copy of Necro Valley, just, you know, in case the opponent doesn't have anything for it. Maybe. Now they have to have like 2 things to turn on a Chaos monster. Yeah, and I'm not going to run these out into a Heavy Storm. Not give the opponent a +1 whenever, like, and just go like a 1-for-1 with the Necro Valley. Vortex, okay. That's pretty good. We drop the monster reincarnation, makes sense. We've got a Necro Valley sitting here. Sacred Crane, that's fine. And, like, I don't mind losing the level 2. The best it's going to do is get in for 1900 damage, which is exactly what it did. Okay, let's... Kaiku's a pretty good draw here. Let's just go ahead and summon that out, attack over this Crane. We can't banish anything, but that's okay. Necro Valley and Kaiku a little bit at odds with each other, but, you know... The Necro Valley did turn off, you know, the monster reincarnation, and maybe the opponent had some sort of play there where they could just, like... You know, Lightning Vortex, and then go into a Chaos Monster if we didn't have our Necro Valley. It's basically just like double protection from Chaos. It's kind of what I'm going for here. Oh, Rhoda. Well, Rhoda is excellent. Go ahead and grab our Donald Zalug, I think. Let me just... Yeah, I've got Tribe as a backup, so I don't really need to go for the Exiled Force. Yeah. So grab our little Donald Zalug here. And summon this out. Attack with Donald first. It doesn't really matter here. Usually you want to attack with Don first, just in case you discard a monster, because then you can get rid of it with Kaiku, but I can't get rid of anything with Kaiku, so here we are. Don getting in. Well, I attacked with Don first, but I guess it doesn't really matter. I could mill. I don't hate milling here, actually, against the RGT deck. No, what am I talking about? They have cards in hand. Whatever. It doesn't really matter. I attacked with Dawn first, but like I said, I can't banish anything with a Kaiku anyway. Oh. Get Demok out of the hand. Normally, that's pretty scary, but the opponent can't use Prima or anything right now. I guess if they have an answer to Necro Valley, they can Prima. That would be a problem, but we do have an answer with Tribe here, and we do have a lethal attack on the next turn, so... Hopefully the opponent didn't draw into the answer they need. Ah, they did not. Let's go. All right, so RGT, we'll bring in these King Tigers. It's a good thing about having 3 of these. I do like Dust Tornado, and I do like these. I like the Smashing Crowns as well. We've had a lot of good cards here for RGT. Assailant's good against Scapegoat. Spear Soldier's good against Scapegoat. Maybe... We don't have BLS. Maybe we do just cut a Sasuke. I don't hate that. Kaiku's really good here. Maybe we cut a Blade Knight. Blade Knight's good pressure, but so is King Tiger. And like, I don't want to up my monster count too much. We can definitely cut level 2. We can cut these knocks. Maybe bring in Smashing Grounds to help out with Jinzo. We've got these Book of Moons that we could bring in. I like the Necro Valleys. I do like Trap Dust Shoot, but we are on the draw. So maybe cut the Dust Shoots here. Maybe bring in Saku. I could see that. I think Dust Tornado's still fine here to like chain to a Royal Decree or something if they have it. And yeah, this is a little unorthodox siding, but it's a little bit different of a deck. Maybe I'm supposed to bring in this other Spy. I don't want to up my monster count too much, I don't think, here. And I think just having all of this removal is totally fine. Sure. And Spy is not like the wall against Reasoning Gate like it is against the aggro decks, so this is a nice little hand here. We got a duo, Snatch Steal, Kaiku, Necro Valley, and a Spy. Ooh, now we have a Rhoda too. Go grab our little Donald. All right, let's go ahead and lead on duo though. The best card against Reasoning Gate that you can just slam down on turn 1. All right, get rid of a Dimension Fusion and Monster Reincarnation. I kind of just want to set Spy. Because if that is a Scapegoat... Yeah, let's just set Spy, I think. If it's Scapegoat, I don't really want to get Dawn, and then it just gets run over. So I think Spy is a good middle ground. We'll play out our Necro Valley. Kind of works like Kaiku here. A little bit. It makes our Spies big. Now, if this is like a Steingate deck, which I don't think it is, because we saw the Toon table of contents with the Toon Cannon Soldier, it could still have Stein in it, but I mean like full-on Steingate. Then they could definitely have Knock or Mind Control or something in their deck, but I think this is fine. The opponent just summons out a Sacred Crane. No big deal. I think I'm just going to flip up Spy. Yeah. And I think I am gonna attack into Mirror Force here. Yeah, let's go grab Assailant. Because, like, if it's a Mirror Force, it's still, you know, it's still essentially a 1-for-1. Yeah. We get rid of that. Opponent takes 100. Yep, and then get on in there with Gravekeeper's Assailant. If they flip up Scapegoat here, that's fine. Assailant really good against Scapegoats. And yeah, I can just pass the turn. Alright, so we get in some good damage. We've got Necro Valley set up against Chaos or whatever. We've got some big beaters. We get to gain 1,000 life points off of our opponent's Upstart Goblin. We've got Snatch Steal here. We've also got Rhoda for whatever we need. DD Warrior. Yeah, I mean, we're pretty roll. Nice little Heavy Storm action. I guess, okay, so the problem with Heavy Storm, and the reason maybe I should have gotten Spear Soldier, is if I get rid of the Necro Valley, then Assailant's not as good against Scapegoat. So, do I have a lethal attack? Not if there's a Scapegoat. But maybe 12, 27, no. I think I'm just going to attack here. Yeah, I'm fine with things going exactly how they are. I don't think I need to add to the board, play into a potential Mirror Force or Torrential here any more than I already am with these attacks. If Scapegoat comes down, that's fine. It's fine. They can block 1,700. I can get in for 2,000 still. I like to attack with my spy opponent. Yeah, there's the Scapegoat. That's fine. All right, I will just go ahead and attack in one with Spy. And attack there. Move it on to attack position. I'd like for you to take 2,000 damage, please. Okay, this is totally fine with me. I could set DD Warrior Lady. I don't hate that, because I do have Rhoda to go grab Exiled Force and Snatch Steal. Sure. Sure, let's just set the Warrior Lady. I think that's totally fine. We'll pass the turn. I didn't want to play out into Torrential there, but having extra, you know, protection in case the opponent summons some stuff out. Get some attacks in. We are less likely to die. And I think there's probably a good chance they don't have a Mirror Force here. The Demok's actually not that bad for me, right? What is bad for me? Not Cyberstein. I guess I could just call 4. I don't care about like an Air Knight or a Visor Shock or a Jinzo. Yeah, I'm just going to call 4. Don't let the opponent dig anymore. There's Demok. It's fine. Nice 2,800 vanilla. No, 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 no. No, no, no. You don't get any cards from your graveyard opponent. I have a Necro Valley. Stop looking at that graveyard. There we go. There we go. You're free to attack over whatever you want. That Demok is mine. They attack over Assailant here, because I imagine that's the one that, yeah, they're going to attack the Assailant. That makes sense. We have Okay. Believe we have lethal here. And I can Heavy Storm. We just, double check here. So if I Heavy Storm, nothing happens. We get rid of these with our monsters, attack with this, attack directly with Kaiku. That's 4,600. Cool. Little Heavy Storm action never hurt anybody. Compulse. All right. Well, that changes things. No, I have Smashing Ground. Okay. Opponent thinks they're safe. So yeah, we summon out Kaiku. We kill one of these goat tokens. Yeah. Okay, here's Kaiku. Snatch a Demok, please. And I do have to do it in this order. I was thinking I could just throw off the Smashing Ground here, but no, can't do that. Or it'll just get rid of the Demok. I'll take out one of these goat tokens, and we will get on in there. We're going to gain 18 elo. We're going to go up to 217 here. And get this in here for Reasoning Gate. All right, so we are up to 217. I believe we started at, yeah, we started at 184, which is pretty nice. We went 2-1, despite my misplays. I think I played this one pretty well. Maybe I just needed some more time today. Just get the brain going. I had to get up extra early today. I'm not a morning person at all, really. I hate the mornings, but yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the full screen here. All right, here we are. I need to fix something a little bit. It's showing a little bit of the pink outline of the spreadsheet where the GK to 1K thing is, but that's okay. I mean, look, we are what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 2. It's a pretty good start. We're only at 217, but we've got a nice little upward trajectory. There we go. Words are hard. Nice little upward trajectory going on the graph. Moki is flapping those wings and rising up through the Necro Valley. Uh, words that have never been said before. But yeah, we're able to go 3-1 today. 3-1? 2-1. 2-1. We played 3 matches. Yeah, so I know I touched on that. Was misplaying a little bit because it's a bit of a rough day. Like I said, it's today that I'm recording this, which is Monday, May 19th. Would have been Dad's 71st birthday. So just to you'll get a little bit real, a little bit personal. Just for a little. I think this is the best place I don't do this very often. Dad gave me the perfectionism trait that is in me. And that's why I often feel like I have to explain like over and over and like justify not justify the misplays, but just like explain, hey, I know I misplayed, or hey, I may not be doing this right, and just kind of be like, I know that I could have done this or whatever. And I've thrown away countless games in these recordings, like the Orca video that people asked for so long. I had it recorded in its entirety. I had it edited. And I decided it wasn't good enough and I threw it away. I'm very picky with what I put on the channel because of the perfectionism. And I know I've gone away from that a little bit because I kind of have to, or I'm not going to be able to sustain uploading every day, especially now that I'm doing like 10 videos a week plus a bunch of shorts and all of that. So that's kind of where I'm coming from with like the misplays. I don't like to show things that aren't perfect to anybody, really, and it's not it's not healthy. Especially if you're going to do something sort of like content creation where you literally can't please everyone. But yeah, I know it sort of seems like in the video I said it's a rough day, but I'm recording this, so here we are, something like that. I definitely didn't force myself to do this today, and I think that's sort of the beauty of playing games like this, or games that you love in general. They just, I don't know, even when you're not feeling great, sometimes they just help out. And even if you're not playing great, it's like, you know what? I had fun with these games, and that brings a little bit of joy in something that, may be difficult for a little bit. That's kind of how I got back into Yu-Gi-Oh! In the first place, actually, back in 2011, 2011, somewhere around there. I was having a bit of a rough time, and I got back into Yu-Gi-Oh! As sort of a distraction from that. I put up a post on the Pojo forums, and I got a lot of attention, and that's where I started playing Malefics. I went to my first regional ever. Actually, I didn't get to go to any as a kid, but Mom promised me, she's like, hey, if you beat this guy at your locals, I'll let you go to a regional sometime. And I beat him. And then I remembered that. And this is like, I think 2012 at this point. Might be 2011, 2012, something like that. It's the set that Tour Guide was released in. Had just come out. The regional that I played was like the first regional with Xyz monsters, because they had just changed the ruling to where like if you detach a Sangan, you don't get its effect to search. So that was my first regional, and I got my nationals invite at that regional. I didn't know slow play was against the rules, if this tells you anything about how like fresh I was still. And I got slow played in a round, and that caused me to not top 8 the event. Had I not let my opponent slow play, like my opponent even admitted to it at the end. They're like, "Yeah, my only way to win was to slow play you there." So I actually congratulated my opponent. I'm like, "No, that's a good strategy. I understand." But yeah, that's why I got back into the game. I left for a while, of course, to go tournament grind and Magic, but here I am back in the game. I didn't come back into the game as like a distraction from anything that was going wrong in life or anything, but I've been like super enjoying GOAT, and I'm going to keep enjoying GOAT. I've been having a blast making all of these videos, upping the amount of content that I'm putting out and all that, and just, hanging out with you guys and talking, seeing all your comments and all of that stuff. But anyway, I got a little off track on a little tangent here, but basically, this game's awesome. I love this game, and I know you all, if you are, especially if you're still watching at this point in the video, I know you all love this game as well. But yeah, shout out to Dad. We miss you. That's yeah, that's gonna be it for the video. I hope that wasn't too depressing. But yeah, that's gonna be it. Hope you guys enjoyed. We'll be back with the next one.